Expert at Jensen Hughes before he retired as the agent in charge of the Secret Service National Threat Assessment Center. He was a Capitol policeman in the early 80s. Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
This was, somewhat of a planned event. How do you explain such a security failure at the Capitol?
It really is astounding. I've never seen anything like it. I actually was in charge of protection for the Secret Service on Capitol for a few years. Obviously, there were contingency plans in place. If media accounts are correct, the National Guard was requested and granted on Monday. There are contingency plans for this. They look at things like the history of these protest groups, but obviously there was a failure and there was a compromise of security, which led to the Capitol Police, many of them heroically. Their primary mission is to protect members of Congress and their staff. They were unharmed. There was a cover and evacuate contingency, but obviously security was compromised and that should not have happened.
What is the standard plan for security to guard the Capitol? Most people would think that if someone breaks through, guns would be drawn and that would be on the ready all the time, but it seemed like there was no standard plan. What should have been happening?
Well, every day it's the people's house. Unlike the White House, where that demonstration and rally first started, which is locked down and is not a public house, the Capitol is open and members of Congress are adamant to keep it open, appropriately so, as the people's house. What you did not see was perimeter security. You have the outer perimeter, middle perimeter, and inner perimeter. And the protesters should never have gotten to that inner perimeter. But keep in mind, it was open to the public. And that is not creating a firewall. Now, obviously, there was an intelligence failure on whether the minority of those demonstrators were going to commit acts of violence. And they look at things like the history of those demonstration groups to put in a contingency plan. I am confident there was a contingency plan, but the implementation obviously had many shortcomings.
I've heard comments that a Black Lives Matter rally there would have been handled much differently by Capitol Police. Is that a fair assessment?
I do think it's a fair assessment, and not to just assess the pros and cons of Black Lives Matter or a Trump rally, but when you look at demonstrators, you look at the history of demonstrations by those particular groups. Antifa, for instance, there's intelligence shared across national jurisdictions, state, county, and local, the state fusion centers, the FBI, certainly with their joint terrorism task forces. You look at the history of demonstrations and the potential for violence, and you make contingency plans for that. So would it have been treated differently? I don't know unless I could see the intelligence, which they would have seen, disseminated. So you identify, assess, and manage each group in a case-by-case basis. And the important thing to emphasize is what's the history of behavior for those demonstrations, because we all have that constitutional right of peaceful assembly.
Do you think we might see the Capitol not being open to the public in the future?
I think Congress will always be insistent that it's the people's house. Obviously, the implementation, as I said, the outer perimeter and inner perimeter, there was definitely a breakdown. But I don't think you'll ever see the Capitol closed to the public. It's a legislative body, people's house for a reason.
Matthew Doherty with Jensen Hughes. We appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Washington, D.C.'s mayor declared a state of emergency following yesterday's riots on Capitol Hill.
Eric Rung is live in D.C. with the latest. Eric?